Hey guys, Animal1623 here, and I'm gonna start talking about why I haven't been updating any videos like I promised. If you can't notice, I sound kind of sick right now because I am, and I have something to tell you guys of to why and problems that have been happening, and yeah. So first of all, um, if you guys been in my channel since I first started it, you know that I had previous videos where I talked about my family problems, but then I ended up erasing them all, and I kind of forgot about my YouTube channel. And I ended up erasing them all, and I started the new me, which is me that does fan fictions now. Um, so, if you guys don't know, I'm going to explain it right now. Back when I was 9.5, it was summertime, and um, um, a neighbor came in here, and she started living with us. So my mom and my dad had no problem with that. They were totally cool with it until she started drinking with my dad. Now I'm talking beer after beer after beer after beer. They'd get drunk, and they wouldn't let me and my sister come out when they were drunk. And her child was always out here because she didn't care. But my dad did care about me telling my sister telling my mom, so he'd lock us inside our room. Now, after a time period, my mom started getting tired of it because we started telling her all these things, and she was getting tired of us telling her this every single day. So she ended up fighting with my dad. Once that happened, they started getting in a lot of fights, and it affected me and my sister. Now, after that, let's skip a time period up to when something really affected mom. So my dad pushed her and told her, "Fuck you." He After that, time skipped to another part where he hit her in the arm, and mom started crying, and I started crying. But it was about 1 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and the nighttime, I guess, when it's still dark outside. And I had my pillow here, and and there was like a little hole or a little peak on the bottom. So I pulled it a little, and I saw, like I said before, like the little hole there, like that, over there, but that little hole where I'm pointing to over here. So I, of course, started freaking out because my dad had never, ever, ever hurt my mom. And of course, you guys know, like, when your dad does something that he doesn't normally do, you guys start freaking out, right? So I started freaking out a lot. And then this skipped to a time period where he hit me because he wanted to go to the park so he didn't have to deal with my mom. And he tried to force me to go to the park, but I didn't want to go because my mom touched him when he was trying to get me downstairs. But I, of course, acted cool with it. I'm like, "Mom, I don't want to go to the park with him." And she's like, "Okay, come on, let's go upstairs, sweetie. And you're not taking my sweethearts to the park." He said, "Well, Kimberly wants to go, so I'm taking her with me. And if you don't like it, you don't." So, of course, later on, a few minutes later when we were upstairs, he called my mom about, like, that I had to go downstairs to get my bicycle. And I went downstairs, and I was getting my bicycle, and he pulled me by my arm, and I started backing away from him until I bumped to the wall, and he hit me on my back a lot of times with his hand, and I got, like, really shocked because I didn't think he would put a hand on me. But, you kind of expect that after a while, but I didn't think he would actually put a hand on me, so I started crying. Later on, Mom called my dad, and we were outside. She called him, and she's like, "Why isn't my older daughter coming upstairs? I told you had to bring her upstairs." And he said, "No, I'm taking them to the park. You like it, whether or not." And we ended up in the park, and the moon, and the park. Those of you who go to my school, the park that's in a school. It's like a school and in a park. And then there's a little park and the swings, and then the older park. So I went up to the older park. My dad was swinging, my sister in the swings, and it was midnight, I think, when he took us. And I and then there's like this little thing that has the circular swing on it. The circular thing that you just go like wee. And those of you who know what I'm talking about, when there's the one that you have to climb through the little stairs that has connected to the monkey bars. Yeah, that I don't know if you get a picture of this. So pretend it's a thingy, and you have to go across it, and then you have to go up there and upstairs, and then there's like this little platform up there, and then you have to go through that, and then you go through the little slide, and the slide brings you like this, something like that, like this, and like that. You end up like that. So I went up there, and I stood on a little platform, and I started crying, and oh, coincidence, the moon was right in front of me over there, like in the sky. So I started doing like this. And I'm like, "Moon, please grant me my wish of my mom coming here and saving me from from my drunk dad, because I don't want to end up hurt. I don't want to end up raped or something." And coincidence, my mom went to pick me up that day. So she's like, "Are you hurt? Let me see you." And then they started fighting again, and then he was going front, and my sister was on back of us, and I told her, "Mom, Dad hit me because I told you the truth about them getting drunk." And she got super mad. They're still fighting. Okay, so now back here. Time skip here. Christmas, right? Christmas was this year. A day after Christmas, they started fighting. No, a day before Christmas again, they started fighting again. And I started getting a panic attack because, I thought he was going to hit us or he was going to do something to us. And I started breathing. My heart started beating faster, and my breathing just wasn't normal anymore. I was breathing really badly, like that. And of course, they weren't paying attention to me because they were fighting. And then all of a sudden, all I remember was looking at them, and then feeling like I was falling down, and boom, unconsciousness. From my mom's point of view, my mom told me, just from her point of view, she told me that she was fighting with my dad, and they were saying all these stuff. And when she turned, and then they heard a loud boom. And when they turned to look at where it came from, I was unconscious on the floor. And my mom immediately told him, "Stop fighting. Look at my daughter. Come on, we need to take her to the hospital. We need to call 911." And then she told him all this stuff, and he picked me up, and they called a taxi, and they took me to the hospital. As what she said. And then back to my point of view, I felt kind of dizzy, and I opened my eyes, and I was in this white room. I'm like, where the hell am I? And I turned to look this way, and my mom's head was on my bed like this. My dad was sitting in another chair. And I'm like, where am I? And my mom woke up because I started shaking her. I'm like, "Mom, where am I?" She's like, "Sweetie, oh, thank goodness you woke up. Doctor said he didn't think you would wake up." What? I stared at her like, what? And since like that day, I think was the start of winter vacation, I was like, thank goodness I don't have to go to school tomorrow, because like my friends would be worried about me. But yeah, basically was that doctor said that I got like this I started getting a very bad panic attack, and I just lost consciousness, and I had to drink like this medicine that would help me, control it a lot. And he said that the moment I fell to the floor and I hit my head really hard. So I started bleeding from the back of my head because there was like this thing on the floor that I hit myself and it opened here and it hurts. But I ended up going home like 2 days later after that, which was later on after Christmas, and I didn't really get any presents. But the doctor told me that since I hit my head really hard, that I wasn't going to be the same. And he told me, he's like, if you start like doing this really randomly to the point where you can hear your neck crack randomly at random times, or just all of a sudden doing this, he told me it's because you hit your head. And I forgot what the disease was called, but it made me crack my neck like that a few times either way. And he told me the only way to control all that was to drink, if it was really not that bad but you wanted to go away, I had to drink one red pill of what he gave me. And then if it gets getting really bad until the part like you can hear myself crack my head, I need to drink 2 pills, which was kind of okay with me because I didn't think anything about it. So I'm like, okay. I'm gonna show you the pills I got. I forgot them in my room, but yeah, I ended up getting out like 2 days after that. So I'm kind of glad it wasn't that bad.